What up, people? Yes, we have landed. We have arrived. It's another episode of Sports Vibe. I have on my very right the man who is a Mancunian and also who tries to be on the air, John Ojetunde. What's up with you, bro?
Yeah, fantastic to be here. I just can't wait for us to just hit the nail on the head. I can't wait, man.
I can't wait to hit the nail on the head. And also, there is the pastor in the midst, the man who leads us spiritually, Solomon and D. Alpha.
I'm good. It's good to be here.
It's good to be here, and most definitely,
My
I am
excited.
exactly. I'm Kenny Idris, and you can say Mr. D. Yes, you know how we do. We told you at the last episode that most definitely Sports Vibe Prime Sports will be in Casablanca, will be in Fez, will be everywhere that has to do with Morocco, talking about the AFCON. And yes, we keep to our words. That's what we've done every day that we've been in this space. Yes, he is right here with us because yes, it's Prime Sports, it's Sports Vibe. Tunde Young, the youngest of them all. Tunde, how far now? All the way from Morocco.
What's up, guys? I have to correct something first. I have to correct before we proceed from your intro. Solomon does not lead me spiritually.
I was waiting for that.
He lead you now. He not dey lead me spiritually. Go everywhere. He go so lead you now astray.
Okay, today, John, let's get into it before we get to Morocco fully. John, how was the AFCON been? We saw the opening ceremony, opening match, and then so many games, top teams showing up. It's been an AFCON that I have a feeling that it might just give us some very class show.
Kind of ages. The AFCON so far. They've played the first round of games. Is on, and I think that so far I've been impressed with the fact that a lot of goals have been scored in this AFCON. Not just even the football now in terms of organization, it has been actually top notch. And we've had this discussion here several times where it's been claimed that the Moroccans they don't want to be tagged as Africans anymore. They feel that they're actually Europeans. Based off of the fact that they feel that they are way shoulders, above whatever it is we are doing in Africa. And this is also a testament to the fact that they built some of the best stadiums. In Africa to speak. Look at some of the stages. I'm sure Tunde is going to speak more about the stadium. Then in terms of the play, I think it's been fantastic so far. Some of the wins for the top teams have been on the edge. Nigeria, Morocco, Egypt, and
South Africa.
South Africa. So it tells you that the AFCON is a very, very difficult one. It's not something that you just go in there thinking that because you built a name for yourself, you can just stream roll over other teams. And that's how Cote d'Ivoire also started. Cote d'Ivoire, fantastic opening ceremony, fantastic opening matches. And I think this is just a fantastic build-up from what we had in Cote d'Ivoire.
Solomon Adibre, you've been in Morocco. You've seen the kind of facilities. You've seen how enthusiastic they are with football. You've seen how their people are. You were there for the WAFCON. Just take us through what you've seen, especially, with the preparation right from the time you went to Morocco and what you've seen at the ongoing, AFCON.
Yeah, it's good. It's not just good. It's actually great. It shows that there's an African nation that is ready for the world. We host some. When countries host AFCON, they host AFCON it's just Africa. It's just a show for Africa. So Morocco has taken it to notch higher and saying this is a show for the world. The world must see that Africa is ready and Morocco is actually ready. With great facilities, like you said, and believe me, they have Ivorian Nations Cup. We were like, this is the best, but this is actually looking like a good top what we saw in Ivory Coast last year. So very interesting.
Very interesting as it stands, and I must say I totally agree with these guys. Like Solomon had said, I think Morocco understands the business. This is not hosting a Nations Cup in Africa for Africa. It's actually a show for the world, and we saw the trophy going around the entire world from continent to continent. Tunde, you are on ground. Opening ceremony to how the kind of hotels, the way the people are being treated, the training facilities to the actual stadia where games are being played, the fans and how they've handled themselves and how the kind of hospitality, and like John said, maybe we should just tag Morocco African European, as a stance.
I don't know about the European part, but I'll say they are very proud to be hosting the African conventions. Everywhere you go, basically there's an AFCON branding. The local stores from the airport itself, you will have been seeing AFCON. Well, the tunnel that takes you from the airport is entirely designed as AFCON 2025. Everywhere you go, train station, whatever, you must see the branding. So there's no way you enter Morocco at any airport, in fact, because there's no way you enter Morocco at any airport, any train station, any border that you will not know that something is happening in this country. So it gets the people in the mood to welcome the rest of Africa. And everywhere I go, that I wear my Nigerian jersey, even though in Casablanca, because I was in Casablanca for the first 3 days before they moved to first to cover the Super Eagles. So in Casablanca, there were lots of. They still spoke a little bit of English at least. But in first year, there's little to no English at all. But everywhere I go, if I wear my Nigerian jersey, at least 10 people. I'm not even exaggerating. At least 10 people throughout the day will come and meet me. And Nigeria are trying to talk to me about the football and AFCON. Some people before Tuesday's match, some were telling me we're going to Nigeria will win, like things like that. Even though we can't communicate, but we still understand what each other are saying. And so the vibe has been good. The people are welcoming, and they love their football. But the opening night, I was not in Rabat because I was there. I actually came to Fez because the Super Eagles had a media party for that exact day, and Fez to Rabat is a 4-hour journey. So I couldn't make it back to Rabat to cover the opening night. As the Super Eagles were done with training, to get the cab back to my apartment was hell because Morocco was playing. I did not see taxis. I did not see anything. The ones I saw would tell me they closed. They are rushing to go and watch ball. Even one even told me has closed, but he can just carry me front to where I will sit taxi. And he literally drove me like 20 seconds and dropped me. I said, "But who just let me walk out? Who dropped me 20 seconds driving?" But yeah, like I said. Apart from the communication barrier in terms of French and Arabic, which I don't speak any, and most people here don't speak English, but it's still been a good time so far.
Okay, tell us something. We are in Nigeria. Tell us something, that we cannot see or, we have not seen or heard of that is happening in Morocco aside, the branding, the way they love their football, something that is going on right there because of the AFCON.
Let me just tell you now that Morocco will host every single tournament in Africa for however long they want to host it. Wow. These stadiums, we've seen them on TV, yeah? And the stadiums are very impressive. They look good on TV. But you don't really understand how good the stadium is until you're there. Because it's not just about the stands.
The aesthetics.
The facility itself. I kid you not. The stadium effect is not even one of the main stadiums. First is supposed to be like an outskirt, but the stadium is so proper. The media center is top notch. The way everything is linked, the media center links to the media tribune, the players' entrance is different. The vendors, everything is. The facility itself is massive, huge. The place where Super Eagles train as well, complex sportive. It's a sports complex, not a stadium. But when you enter into that place, it has 5 different playing surfaces that are better than any stadium in Nigeria.
Calm down.
Wait, Tunde. Okay, is it better than Remo Star Sports Complex?
I mean, what have you studied?
So Tunde, away from the stadium and the aesthetics and the beautiful work they are doing in Morocco. So far, you've seen some of the round of games that have been played. And so far, what team have you been impressed with their performance and the way they've conducted themselves so far in this tournament?
Funny enough, about the Nigeria match, I had not watched any match, not even on TV, because covering Nigeria is very stressful. Following the team up and down, blah blah blah. So I didn't even have time to watch any other match, even on TV. So I just checked because South Africa won 2-1 today, blah blah blah. Until the Nigeria game, that was the first game, and okay, really was able to sit down and watch, because at the end of the day, we're here to cover the Super Eagles of Nigeria. And it's very hard to cover both the Super Eagles and the AFCON, uh, because for each game you have to, even as media with accreditation, you have to apply for a match ticket to get into the game. So just
Get
let us show our audience
accredited
what
for
it looks like.
games.
So this is the accreditation normally. This is the match ticket that you
Yes.
apply for, and then you get few hours before kickoff. So this is what you actually use to enter as a media. So you can't do that for every game. The opening game in Rabat, I was not there, but I had people there, and they were talking about the fact that there were almost about 1,000, like 300 photographers, like 600 media. The mid zone was crowded, press conference was crowded, because everybody wanted to be at the opening game. So it's because of stuff like that. That's why they limit pretty much what game you can attend as a media. And pretty much want everybody to pick one game and pick one team and focus on, or pick a few teams and focus on, instead of just watching all the games however you can. But from what I've seen so far, I'll still say it's Morocco that is the team to beat. Morocco, even though they didn't play their best football against Comoros, but I still maintain that they are the team to beat. If you are asking about the Super Eagles, I commit us to the hand of God.
Because we are still going to go there anyway. Okay, Kenny.
Tunde, how hard is it to cover an international tournament? You know, I've been there. I see people don't understand that it's even more of an hard work than being at home. You know, working your 9 to 5. International tournament, you work every hour. How hard is it?
I've been here like a week. I've not slept more than 4 hours in any day, and I've been in very, very comfortable locations. In Casablanca, I was in a 5-star hotel for 3 days. I moved to a luxury apartment in Fez. Like, I'm supposed to be sleeping well. If I came here for holiday, I would be enjoying myself massively. But because it's work, and like you said, it is very, very difficult to cover international tournament. If you want to like do the work well, it is hard to have time to do anything else, because there's a lot of high pressure situation. There's a lot of stress, and so it's difficult. There are times that I wish that I just wish I was at home, because the cold, the weather is not also helping. Going from Casablanca to Fez was an experience, because at least it gives me two different. When I landed in Casablanca, I didn't know that I had not seen Morocco yet. Casablanca is basically like in my eyes. Casablanca is like Lagos. It felt familiar. The roads look like Lagos Island roads. Normal, it's a bubbling city. Like, things are happening. There's restaurants everywhere. There's blah 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 everywhere. And it was cold. It was like 14-degree weather. So that's still cold, but it was not crazy. Fez is 7 degrees.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And it is not a, even though there are still things like, but it is not a commercial center of Morocco. So it is not, you have to go around and actually look for things. If I step everywhere I stepped in Casablanca, there was a restaurant, there was a store, there was a whatever, and they spoke at least decent English. So it was easy to communicate. But yeah, you first guys put whatever you're looking for. If you're looking for a mini mart, you're looking for a restaurant, whatever, you have to first put it in Google Map first. Let Google Map show you everything in your area. Then you will now start looking for right to go to those places and pray to God that they speak English, or you can understand what you're saying. But most of what I will do is to show visual illustration with pictures. I will just show a picture of what I'm looking for, or whatever. That's the way I've been able to communicate over. So the code is ridiculous. Even indoors, the first night in Fez is one of the worst nights of my life. As I entered indoors, I nearly ran mad, because I'm inside the house. Why is everywhere like this? I don't see that. But I guess as you spend more time, maybe the body acclimatizing. So I'm not as cool as I was the first night. It's still, so the winter AFCON, as they are calling it over here, it's not easy. That's all I'll say. Nigerian journalists are struggling. Me personally, I can't wait to leave first. So that's why I'm hoping that Super Eagles don't top Group C. Because if Super Eagles top Group C,
We'll stay
we
there.
play a round of
Okay,
16 game in first on January 5th.
we'll get to the
So if
Super
we don't top
Eagles.
Group C, we'll play round of 16 game in another city. I don't know where or in another city, but January 5th, if it's for the winner of Group C to play round of 16 in first. So I'm hoping not, even though the city of Fez has been welcoming. It is very cold. Too cold for me.
Solomon and Dibra have got question. We'll get to the Super Eagles, but
Okay, yeah, I was about to. Let's just get into this Super Eagles.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Let's just get. Before we go to Morocco, let me get your thoughts. Yeah, Solomon, let me start with you. We saw the Super Eagles, and are you convinced?
No, you don't need to learn before I tell you. Just know. They are doing the same thing. I've not seen a game that the Super Eagles play 90 minutes and for 90 minutes okay, relax. They play a game and the game is about to end and my BP is rising. So no, yeah, I'm not convinced. I'm not convinced at all.
John, Eric Sekou, I don't know if we'll grow into the tournament, but last year in Cote d'Ivoire, the first game for the Super Eagles under Osepesero, it ended 1-1 against Equatorial Guinea. They went ahead to beat Cote d'Ivoire, went ahead to beat Guinea-Bissau, which was a long goal and own goal. Super Eagles going into tournament, but Eric Sekou and his boys, what can you see from the game you've seen?
I think that the first half performance was actually very, very good. I think that if they had maintained the same high level performance in the first half up until the second half, I think we would have struggled. I think that the blood pressure, the unnecessary high BP that they gave Nigerians during the second half, I think it wasn't necessary. I think that if they have kept to the pace, kept to the transition game, the intricate passes in the first half, I think we would have experienced of it. So I think Eric Chell and the football analyst or the team analyst or whatever, you should look at what they did in the first half and see if they can replicate that going into other games. The second half wasn't good enough, but trust me, the first half, I told you yesterday while we were having discussion that this is the first time I saw it will be played a lot of intricate passes, especially to players.
I've always seen him do
that. Especially now, I've seen him do that, but he did that a couple of times. It was consistent, and I think that for me, that is what I'm looking at in this tournament to see if it can be more consistent doing that. But then again, like you said, the first game look at all the teams that played. The first game wasn't really
a bit of struggle.
It was a bit of struggle for a lot of them. But as time goes on, when you go into the tournament, you see that they begin to gel together, they begin to understand each other. Then I think that with time, we can also maybe it's time for the Super Eagles to actually hit the ground running.
It's time to actually see the Super Eagles actually running. While we were in Cote d'Ivoire last year, people at home, people elsewhere just see the games. But if you're on ground, you see other things happening. With the Super Eagles games you've seen, but taking away the games, things that help, a football match or a football team, what are the things you've seen that probably should be a worry or should be something that will give us confidence, talking about the Super Eagles and the way they will pull off in this competition? Tunde?
To be honest, I've not seen anything. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. But the trainings, I've been to every training so far. And even though it's officially the first 15 minutes are supposed to be open to media, but they've been very liberal with the training. So pretty much been at every minute of every training. We start training with them, we end training with them. I don't see anything. Make I no lie. Sorry,
Boys.
Huh?
You don't see the ginger in training.
No, there's normal training behavior and you do, you play. If you are with your colleagues, you'll be jovial. So there's people, joking around and stuff. But it's not like that's what they do. Spend the entire training doing. They still do their drills and normally. So it's not that. What I'm saying is that it's not anything out of the ordinary. It's a normal training scenario. And on the pitch as well, I don't know if it was broadcast, but after the game, there was a bit of an issue with Osimhen and Eric Shell. But we asked about it in the press conference, and the coach didn't want to talk about it, so I just going to assume that that we settled. So that's something that I think you talk to these players, you hear the same things. They are focused, they are blah blah blah. They want to do well, they will do their best. It's always the same thing. And when we play, the actions never match. That's the thing. When you were asking if the guys are worried about the performance in the first game, I would say don't be worried. It's Nigeria. When was the last time we played well? We don't play well. But it's always about winning for us. We let us stop acting like we've ever played well at any point in our career as the Super Eagles. Because at the end of the day, I think maybe the game against Benin Republic is the one. And there's a reason that 4-0 win. We beat Benin Republic 4-0 and we'll be a surprise as Nigerians at home that we can beat Benin Republic 4-0. So that should be an indication of where our football is and the fact that Tanzania outplayed us, in my opinion, it's bad.
Asking about goalkeeper. Stanley Nwabali, a worry before, but he had played for us. Then there is Uzoho, who Nigerians are saying, not here, not there. And then there is Hamas Obasoye. Is there anything to be worried about with Stanley Nwabali?
Except maybe injuries. I don't know.
Yes. You watch their training.
Medical
injuries.
Record, but what we heard before the tournament was that he was injured. So everybody was worried about, because even if we are not entirely sure. But if he not gets injured, that means we have to rely on both Uzo and Hamas. Okay, to tie this with the question you asked me before, what did I notice that you probably didn't notice on TV? Is that, interestingly enough, on Monday night, we played on Tuesday. On Monday night, I was with the team. I was with Stanley Nwabali, and he had glowing gold hair. He dyed his hair gold. So imagine my surprise when I saw him on Tuesday in the game and his hair was completely black, like nothing happened. That made me know that I was lying.
No, you were drunk.
There was nothing else to notice. Let us hope that he doesn't get injured. That's where we are. I don't think we are ready for Abbas Obasoye to be the goalkeeper. And I don't think any of us are mental health can handle Uzo again.
No, John.
Yes, so Tunde, Eric Chell invited some new players into the Super Eagles team. And you've seen the training so far, you've been there, you've watched some of these guys. I don't want to talk about the regulars. I want to talk about these new guys that were invited who had not been in the Super Eagles before. I can't remember some of the names now, but some of the new guys you've
seen. Samiros, Ebenezer.
All the new guys. Which of them are you most excited about, especially with what you've seen in training, in terms of technicality and how well you think they are placed to represent Nigeria and maybe their longevity in the Super Eagles?
Which one me I'm personally most excited about? Igor Ogu. I think Igor Ogu, the centre back from Slavia Prague. I think he's going to be a Super Eagles starting centre back for a long time. Eric Chell still yet doesn't trust any of the new guys, which is understandable. But maybe not at this tournament, but eventually I think Igor Ogu will establish himself as a regular for Nigeria. Ryan Alipioshu, I don't know if he will play, even though it's just him and Brian Osai at right back. He plays for Blackburn Rovers. I've seen him in training. He looks okay. He looks pretty fast. In my opinion, he looks a bit too tall to be a right back. I don't think fullback should be that tall. But he looks decent in training so far. In midfield as well, I like Tochukwu Nadi. He's tough tackling midfielder, and he can move with the ball. We even saw him in action against Egypt. So I like him. Maybe this Akin Samiro is still he don't go play for now. It's like playing is not in his nearest future. Like Kenny if he don't marry by the time he play.
You're drunk. You are a drunk fellow.
That's a good one. So we're about to wrap up. Are we expecting any changes against Tunisia? Because Tunisia is our next game. Any changes or same of the same?
I doubt it. I think Eric Chell is going to make any changes to a team that won. As far as he's concerned, he won. What is he going to change? He's not going to bring on any of the new guys. And he has shown that he trusts his select group of players, even though I don't agree with the shape of the team that he decides to play. I asked him in the press conference why he insists on playing a 4-4-2 diamond, even though we clearly don't have the players for a diamond. We have wide players, play wide football. We insist on cramming the ball into the center of the pitch. So that's why John mentioned earlier that was the first time we really saw Iwobi make a lot of intricate passes, because that was the first time he's really gotten into those positions. Iwobi under Michel has been playing deeper alongside him. But against Tanzania, he played as the left central midfielder. So he was in good positions to feed Ademola Lookman or feed the two strikers who were directly in front of him. I'm not expecting, except somebody gets injured. I think you should anticipate the exact same lineup against Tunisia that you saw against Tanzania.
Okay. Before we cut you loose, because we were so pressed for time, anything we could hold on to out of the regular that has to do with the Super Eagles or the ongoing AFCON as we sign you out?
Don't worry yourself. What you need to hold on to now is that I bring game. When I just said I don't escape game because I go the house.
Time no day. You don't have so much time.
We don't have time. There is no game.
Have time like mad. We have time.
There is no game.
We go be
no game today. I beg. No game.
I make it snappy. Just
say,
one.
Say something to the Sports Vibe family as we go. There is no game. Just shout out to all your Sports Vibe family. Right, all the way from Morocco.
Sports Vibe family. We told you that Prime Sports is coming to Morocco. Yes. We did not lie. It's not even just me. We still have more people coming.
Yes. Maybe this is the first time you are going to see somebody you've not seen before. You've heard his name. You've not seen him on TV, but you've heard his name in the background. So maybe the first time you're going to see him live.
Yes, actually. So we'll do our best to bring you the best coverage possible of 2025 Africa Cup of Nations. It's not easy.
Thank you, guys. Well done. Prime Sports Vibe.
And make sure these guys play game. Producers, make sure they play game.
In your dream.
Today, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah. Yes, we'll catch up with you much later, guys. We're so pressed for time. We need to run out. But Solomon and Dibri, going forward, I know the Super Eagles are not trusted, not by journalists, not by regular Nigerians. But is there anything that we could still, probably of hope with Eric Chell, with the boys, going forward? I think Nigerians just want to hear a thing of hope about the Super Eagles.
The only hope is what you actually said in the introduction, that we grew into competition. Now, like you said, first half was good, but they do the thing of keeping us on the edge when the game is going to an end. I think the Super Eagles just need to grow into the tournament and kill games that against Tanzania, the
same thing against
Samuel Chukwueze wasted chances. Yeah. If you kill that off in the first half, if you kill that off in the first half, you're relaxed in the second half. You can now throw in these new boys that look impressive. Let's see what they can do. Yeah. They are also feeling the tournament. So when you actually need them in crunch time, they felt the tournament, they can deliver. Do you understand? So I just hope and pray, like you said, they grow into the tournament and we can enjoy watching the Super Eagles, because a lot of people are disappointed.
John Ojetunde, small teams that you've seen at the ongoing AFCON, which one do you think could actually shock the entire Africa or probably the world?
Well, so far I don't think I have seen anything. It's still the regular guys. You see, you've always noticed that even the AFCON is won by.
I think I watched Tanzania. And I think those guys, they play good football against
Egypt. They played
Zimbabwe impressed.
Yes, they played
against Egypt.
They played good football, especially in transition.
Yeah.
They're very compact. They're very compact. They waited for us to make mistakes. And that is even, I wanted to say something to that. Samuel Chukwueze loses the ball oftentimes, and he loses the ball mostly in dangerous areas.
Yeah.
And you cannot be doing that, especially when you play against a very, very solid team like
Mostly do take-ons every time.
Exactly, that's my problem. There are times where you do these simple things. When you get the ball, if you cannot take 2 or 3 of your man, you pass.
You don't need to take.
That's what I'm saying.
Just drop the pass
when you have to. And Chukwueze, and I think that is what the coach needs to look at, and the team analyst needs to look at that and say, you don't have to always try to showboat or dribble all the time. When you have the ball, look for a man that is free so that you can. That's the most important thing in football. It's not about all the. It's how well you do the basic things. How well you do it. That's the most important. So back to it. I still think that it's still the regular big boys that are going to. Zimbabwe, like you said, mentioned, fantastic. But then again, like I said, we still have the top ones who have been doing very well. The Moroccans and co, they'll win with individual brilliance. They might not even play the best of football.
Why I said the small teams, we just mentioned Tanzania, we mentioned Zimbabwe, there is Uganda, there is Comoros, and maybe there is one you've seen that you think, barring, the big boys out of the whole competition.
Zimbabwe, yes.
I think
fantastic. I'm not gonna lie.
Okay.
Fantastic, but I don't think they're really gonna go that far in the tournament.
Okay, it is what it is. I don't think they are going to go that far in the tournament as it stands. I must tell you, it's the AFCON and it has started so well, and we are enjoying everything that the AFCON is giving us. Yes, sometimes facility also does matter, and the kind of stadia, the kind of facility here players are getting in Morocco. I think they're having a fun time. And yes, that's a wrap up on the AFCON. Let's just quickly touch on Anthony Joshua before we leave today's show. As it stands, Anthony Joshua, went into the ring against the YouTuber Jake Paul, and a lot of money was made. I think both made at least about $70 million. But the question is, after the fight, two things happened. He called out Tyson Fury. He said, if you're truly a street person, if you're truly a G, you have to get into the ring with me. The guy is trying to get into limelight. Then number two, after I waved the Nigerian flag, the entire UK political class called out Anthony Joshua, saying he's ungrateful to the United Kingdom, Solomon.
Hey, see, Kenny, first things first. The Anthony Joshua, what's it called? Tyson Fury should have happened. It should have happened. It's about time it happened. So you should get it done. And for the fight, it was about the money. We all knew. Nobody will tell me the only reason Anthony Joshua got in the ring with Jake, it was just about the money, and the money was good. But now talking about the political part of it, if you know how, when you read BBC, when Anthony Joshua was champion of the world, they will call him the British heavyweight champion. You write it there. I'm trying to be British.
Yeah.
You write it, the British heavyweight champion. But since his career has been, there's been
on a downward spiral.
They don't put the British heavyweight anymore.
The Nigerian boxing.
They just write Anthony. They don't even put Joshua. They don't even want to put Nigeria. They just put Joshua, the former heavyweight Joshua. They don't put the British heavyweight. You should understand that I understand where Joshua is coming from. They've not identified with him when he has struggled. So if the British are now, the press are now coming out that they've not, you actually, yes, I understand that I grew and I became a world champion with you, but I struggled. Where were you when I was struggling?
Okay.
And till tomorrow, Nigeria still identifies with Anthony Joshua. He's still an ambassador for one of our big telecom companies in Nigeria. You understand? So I get where Joshua is coming from. I totally understand. Go to BBC now. Go to read those times when he was losing. It was just Anthony Joshua. They will not write British heavyweight champion. So they never identified with him during his struggles, and I get where he's coming from.
John Ojetunde, the man is trying to get back into biggest. I wouldn't call it paydays. Get back into the limelight where the recognition is, and then all of this is also happening in that same period. Anthony Joshua. There was a time he also called out Nigeria, that we also let him down with the way, we disconnected. But the man is still relating with his roots.
Yeah, but so I'll put another perspective to it.
Okay.
So the reason for the political class, getting back at Joshua is very simple. They did say that, okay, we gave you the platform. If you were in Nigeria, you never have gotten to where you are today. So that the argument is very valid.
Yeah, the man said you can't even stay in Nigeria.
Yes, you can.
You would always go and come back to the United Kingdom.
The British people have also given him massive support over the years. For Joshua, for an African British to fill up Wembley Stadium with about 90,000 capacity. What other
the
support
Tottenham Stadium?
Yeah, Tottenham Stadium.
75,000.
Filled up Wembley, filled up the Tottenham Stadium. What other support are we talking about here? Joshua has gotten the backing of the British people. However, by the time Joshua started experiencing some setbacks,